Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. SNK was very nice to give me some hands-on time with Mr. Karate, our latest character for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So if the last theme of the last DLC, Wolfgang Krauser, was like, hey, here's effectively a playable boss character, well, Mr. Karate is the master, the old wizened master who can do a good amount of things just a little bit better than a lot of the rest of the cast. I'm not here to cast tier list aspersions or anything this early on, but this dude feels pretty strong and he can do a lot of things. So here we are in game, and you can tell here Mr. Karate, he's got a good look going on for himself. Looking all just dapper, dressed up, doing the cool guy thing of, wearing a jacket but not actually wearing the jacket, just kind of draped around him. And we got a lovely stage here. A dojo overlooking the water with the mountains in the background. You got cruise ships, a little reminiscent of one of the stages of King of Fighters 2002, at least just in vibes. This is certainly a kyokugenryu dojo. There's a lot of these in the SNK universe. Pretty popular just style. But above everyone else, because Mr. Karate is a kyokugenryu user, he's got a lot of the tells. But who is he exactly under the mask is the mystery, because Mr. Karate is a persona that's donned by people who don't want to be found out exactly who they are. He's an older gentleman. He's got some silver in his hair. Given that City of the Wolves takes place roughly around the early 2000s. So he's not in his physical prime, maybe he was around when, the art of fighting was a thing. There's a few things, he's a kyokugenryu user, so he tosses those fireballs like, a good boy would. And some of those fireball tosses can be a little, well, on the nose. Like, can I toss a fireball? Sure. But can I hold it for a bigger Hao Shokoken? Free of charge? Yes, I can. But wait a second, didn't Yuri do that? So maybe Yuri is Mr. Karate. But wait a second though, we also got a running command grab. I've seen that before. An older Mr. Karate had that. That's when that was Takuma was Mr. Karate, who is Ryo and Yuri's father. But he was already an older dude then, and not quite as tall and svelte as our current Mr. Karate, so it can't be him, can it? We also got machine gun kicks, and definitely that was a Robert Garicia special. And Robert's not in this game, but could it be Robert that's Mr. Karate? Now that I think about it, there is something like the physical build that's making sense to me. The mask. So I'm thinking Mr. Karate is Dan Hibiki, our latest Street Fighter crossover guest character, because he has the mask, so it must be him, right? All the other characters, I don't know. We're just spitballing. But yeah, before we just give an overview of a specific character, I want to mention that he can do a few things that you literally can't do with other characters in this game. And that's messing with the rev gauge beyond the usual. So in this game, you can spend your meter, build your gauge up. One of the things he can do is charge and lower his gauge. So he is the master of the art of fighting, and funnily enough, in Art of Fighting there was also a bit of a key charge system. So in this game it lowers your gauge, and also, speaking of Art of Fighting, so he can taunt you, and taunting raises your opponent's gauge to the point where he can force you into overheat against your will from anywhere on the screen, and you cannot defend against it. This is not a situation where you block moves, get meter built up. He can just literally do this to you from anywhere on the screen and just force you into burnout because you're just so steamed up that he's taunting you. So yeah, again, a master of the art of fighting as he's bringing in mechanics from Art of Fighting into Fatal Fury. Now, let's talk a lot about what makes Mr. Karate work, because he's got a really interesting moveset. Again, he's the master of the art of fighting, and a lot of his things he can do, either you'll see it like in other characters, but he can just do more, or it just feels like a little overpowered. Like, again, no tier list assumptions, but he don't feel weak. But just some basic stuff, like basic moves. So he has a command normal air kick, which is basically like Iori's taco kick in King of Fighters. And you can also do it against the wall. And it's really funny because if you kick against the wall, it actually gives you a wall jump, which I think is thematically cool because he's like kicking against the wall to get like the propellant up in the air. Also, if you hold it, it becomes a dive kick. Like, so it's actually a little modular, which I think is cool. Also, he has a strong stand heavy kick. Like, it's good range, good everything by itself. But also, it is a target combo. And the thing about the target combo is it's very hit confirmable. So you can just see the hit and then go for more hits. Has follow-ups. So you can just get a knockdown, good chunk of damage. And another follow-up is this kick here. And this doesn't quite look it, but this is an overhead. So you can just kind of sneak one of these in real quick and catch people sleeping, I suppose. And also, you can do these at any point in the target combo. So you can do it at the end of it. You can do it right away. Like, whatever works for you. But now, let's talk the mastery stuff. So, the basic projectile. You might notice he's got a little bit more startup than the average character. Okay, sure. But as we mentioned here on the heavy fireball, you can also hold it and get Hao Shokoken for free. And yes, indeed, Hao Shokoken is one of his supers, and it's really fast. Like, holy crap. Like, it is one of those fast to the point where, like, oh, I caught you hitting a button? Gotcha. Like, it's one of those kind of supers, right? And you can get the big version for free, which is really good. But here's the really messed up part. So just like Krauser, his is a higher durability. So it automatically beats all normal projectiles and just goes through on the other end by itself. So you automatically win zoning wars. Like, it has a slightly slower startup, yes, but it's not like Krauser where you had to do a full charge on his. And even like the light fireball does this. Also, you notice here, it does a good amount of damage. Like, regular fireballs do less damage in this. His does more damage and knocks down on a regular hit, which is crazy. Like, basically, any zoning war, he just kind of wins. Like, that's what happens when you're the master of art of fighting. Also, so there's this little step here. That's the Dragon Burst. And he can do this off, like, just about everything. So basically, he can just step cancel a lot of his moves and then get combos and stuff follow up. And, like, obviously, step canceling, which is completely free and meterless, by the way. He can just do this whenever. That's already really strong because, you know, hey, if I can just do this whenever and, like, get extra hits, that's really strong. That's good. And it also works on block. So the Hao Shokoken, the held fireball, right? It's already gigantic. And it is difficult to get around, right? Like, it's just so huge and it's really fast. And the thing is, you know, if you wind up, say you do it on someone's knockdown or something, right? And they wake up into it, like, you're still negative, like, whatever, right? But since we can dash cancel it with the dragon step, all of a sudden, now certain moves can be plus. Like, the enhanced fireball is a big old punch. It is not a projectile. This is one of those Takuma things. Because Takuma famous for being able to just kind of hit people from a little further out with what seemingly is a basic punch. And yo, this stuff's punishable on block. Like, this is -10. Don't do this, right? But you can step cancel it, and now it's completely neutral, and you have 4 framers, so you can just kind of step cancel and just smash 4 framers and see what happens from there. So already, the master, big, high damage fireballs, knocks down on hit, can hold it for a bigger fireball that does more damage, and on top of that all, you can dash cancel these guys. And yes, by the way, you see the hit and you get the hit confirm because there's just no incentive to really not dash cancel it. Boom! You get a lot more damage. And all it is just hitting light punch like kick. So there's no like advanced technique. It's just, you can do this off almost every special move in EX. So now, going into the moveset some more, he wouldn't be a master of kyokugenryu karate if he didn't have the uppercut. You know, because that's kind of the thing, right? The Shoto archetype, fireball, uppercut, some sort of sprue kicks, right? You gotta have those. He's got all that. But even this, he displays a high level of mastery. Because, like, yeah, he can do, you know, the Fatal Fury thing, like move, break, triple uppercut, like whatever. Like he can do all that stuff, sure. But his uppercuts are also holdable. So like regular fierce uppercut, held fierce uppercut. And all of a sudden, ooh, that gets really chunky, multi-hits. Ooh, you like to see that kind of stuff. And the thing about these is, like, the regular versions are breakable, so you can, end it early, get more damage. But these are breakable too, and you just wind up getting more damage overall. And so if you float them high enough in a juggle, or say are doing various, rev cancel moves, all of a sudden, ooh, you get that chunky extra meaty damage, and you can keep the combo going, right? So if at any point you just have a little time to get that little bit of a wind up, you get the satisfying hit stop, like, because this feels so, like, kudos to whoever did the basic animations. Like, the right amount of hit stop when the move connects and screen shake, just real satisfying. I like it, right? But it can help your combo structure big time. So you get a counter hit, get a big launcher. You can just kind of let this stuff rock and then just keep going from there and just get some nice tasty damage. Now let's get to a part of his moveset where like the mastery aspect is clear. He's an older dude, he's been around the block, and he's kind of just better than everyone else at certain things. Because, he's got a stance, right? And hardly unique other characters have stances. Thing is, this stance is a little bit magic in all the things that allows. Like, at bare minimum, think like Joe, except it blows what Joe can do out of the water for free. So for one, the stance, before we even get to anything, the stance, if people hit you during the stance, it's a counter attack, sure. And by the way, the counter attack has a follow-up, so you can get some okay damage off the read, okay. But here's one of the interesting things. So no, the counter's not frame one, by the way, because, he has the uppercut, it's invincible already. You don't want this to be frame one for a good reason, which you'll find out as we keep going. But if you get close to the first active frame of the counter, so here, if you get the timing right, instead does a much more damaging move. Just letting you know, like, hey, okay, you did good. And then also, if you remember the dash, the dragon dash, that can cancel many moves. If you do the perfect counter with the enhanced version, it lets you get the dash, then you can do a juggle, you can do super, like you can do whatever you want and get some real tasty damage. So okay, that's good by itself. Here's the crazy stuff. Yo, as long as you're holding the stance, you'll just kick away everything. Like, it can't affect them. And this has the perfect mechanic too. So if you perfectly time this, he kicks back the projectile. And the enhanced version can kick back enhanced projectiles as well. So already has like a very dominant projectile game, and then he counters attacks, and he also reflex or like deflex projectiles and can send them back if you have the good timing. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, great, right? And then there's the everything else. So from stance, he has an overhead. That's the same as the counter, and it has the follow-up. And so, okay, well, I'll just stand block. Cool, get command grab, dummy. So he has overhead command grab in stance. So if you're a bit on the back foot here, it's merely like a bit of a guessing game, because you're either going to have to block or jump, and it can be hard to tell which one to do in the moment. Granted, the command grab doesn't do a lot of damage, but like it's enough that you don't want to get hit by it. You can also just cancel out of it, so you can like threaten stance and like do nothing, threaten stance and go for the overhead, or like threaten stance and like run right into the command grab. There's a bit of a mix-up engine too. And add all that, he has a backdash. So we had that dragon dash before. He can do it backwards. And if someone hits a button while he's doing it, he'll just go backwards, time stop. And then you can cancel it into the command grab and just get... like, there's a lot of stuff he can do. Rarely in my day, and I played a lot of fighting games, so I see something that's a stance, that's also a counter, that's also a projectile absorber / reflector, that's also a guess overhead, guess command grab mix-up engine. And of course, you can enhance it, like doing the dash cancels, do a bunch of stuff with it. Like, there's a lot you can do, so it's really okay. And he's just got a whole whack of special moves too. Like, yeah, Shipukyak, that's the flying kick, somewhat like Robert would do. I don't know, he must just be imitating Robert. Very strong because like the heavy and enhanced versions of these can also be canceled into the dash. Off the heavy, you can always get at minimum a light uppercut. But seemingly light uppercut's all you can get. Just like a bit of a combo ender, right? But if you do the enhanced version, then all of a sudden you can get the EX uppercut, then get the break cancel, and then keep your combos going. And then from there, you can kind of get some pretty tasty damage off some basic stuff here. Because everything just sort of flows into everything else, and just, it works out pretty okay is what I'm trying to say. And you might notice here the super, the Ryuko Ranbu, the kyokugenryu special. Yes, he does have that, and he has it in multiple versions. Yes, they are invincible. Yes, they will bulldoze through stuff. And yes, there's a lot of hits, and yes, it looks really, really cool. And those machine gun kicks as well here. Dash cancelable, so you can get your uppercuts. If you do an EX version, after dash cancel, you can get some bigger stuff in there, get more juggles. Almost everything leads to everything else in some way. Either through, you'll always be able to get like an uppercut into a break, into a juggle, or like whatever move might be whatever move, and I'll let you do the dash cancel, then you get more uppercuts afterwards. Everything is definitely heavily designed on purpose that everything flows into everything else. And a little late in the video, but I should have brought it up earlier, but yeah, he runs. Like every other DLC character dashes, basically. He actually just runs like a normal Fatal Fury character. So there's not a lot of people that run anymore, I guess, now that more characters have come out. So he just runs. So if you're just looking forward to that, then that's the thing. Yeah, and for supers, we have Ryuko Ranbu, the classic move. We got some Hao Shokoken, some big old fireballs. You want to spend some real meter on it. You got a lot of big fireballs. And then, of course, the big hidden gear. Like most hidden gears, it's just very fast startup, tons of damage, not so much utility other than the big damage and looking cool. And then we get, ooh, the Raging Tiger. Wait, the mask is off. Who is it? Oh, we don't get to know. Who could it be? Once again, I think it's Dan. Maybe it could be Tifa. You know, a lot of people are talking about Tifa in fighting games lately. You never know. Tifa does kicks, right? So, mystery for another time. Oh yeah, Mr. Karate is pretty damn cool. Like, he has elements from a lot of the kyokugenryu users, like Robert, like Takuma, like Yuri. Kind of a greatest hits, and again, who he is, who knows, right? But he just does a lot. Like, he feels like a character and a half. Like, he feels like more than what one character should have, given like high damage knockdown on regular hit fireballs that beat other fireballs without any special gimmicks, and you get to hold it for House Shokoken for free. The fact that Stance does everything, like every character like going on here just seems better and better. Like Wolfgang Krauser was already a breath of fresh air, and now we got Mr. Karate seems crazy. So then we have Kenshiro next, and like, what's Kenshiro gonna be like if the level of quality of these characters keeps going up and up and up? And by the way, I love this stage. Like, I don't talk about the stages as much as I should, but just like the snowy Cat Mountain backgrounds with the water and the big barges going by, but you're in like this kind of rustic karate dojo. Like, this is a banger of a stage. I love it, actually. If you've been enjoying Fatal Fury to this point, yo, they keep adding more and more to the game. There's like dedicated storyline expansions coming out. We had a whole new single player mode added not too long ago with a bit of a visual novel flair that's pretty lengthy for what it is, and it's getting expansions too, on top of the characters, on top of like, the game's a pretty complete package, and it's only getting better and better and better. So if you haven't tried it yet, now's a pretty okay time is what I'm saying. But yeah, thank you again, SNK, for letting me have a preview of the character. And that is Mr. Karate for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. He's a pretty cool dude, and I think you'll like him. But other than that, my friends, that's it for the preview, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.